So here we are. I love how this note here, need to do something behind your partner's back, sneak out after he's gone to sleep. And I'm like, wow. And again, this itself is really good game design, because it's saying not only is this possible, it is tacitly encouraged by that comment being there. Which is good, because it gives you the freedom to explore all of the game. Somebody here in the chat said, I literally just lay down in bed, opened my laptop, and said out loud, now the perfect thing would be if Pat Rothfuss was streaming on Twitch. This is regularly scheduled streaming time, Spaceship Rat. Yeah. Just so you know.
You can follow the channel. That way you're notified. But yeah, pretty much every Friday at 1 p.m. Central, we'll be here spouting some nonsense.
So.
Oh, put it in Zoom.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I want to get that good music. Love that disco soundtrack.
That is the opposite of disco. When I was just a boy. I need you to back me up, Aaron.
When he was just a boy,
devil would call my name.
Devil would call his name, Patrick.
See, and actually, and here's the problem, because I have
it me?
No, I'm like, I know that Aaron is into music in a way that I'm not, and has been a professional performer. So, and then I've made the logical assumption that he knows every single song. And so,
sure.
Because I know, he's done this a lot. And so, and I have done this none. And so if I know a song, that's level 1, but he's like level 8. And so he knows everything I know about. So,
absolutely not.
And especially given that like my tastes are at best eclectic. So, okay, here we go. You were going to say?
All I listen to is sad bastard music now. It's nothing but like early 2000s emo, pop, and Death Cab, which is the same thing. And Jimmy Eat World forever.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't listen to much music these days. It's all just sort of what I've absorbed over the years, plays on a random loop in my head. Okay, so here we are.
Real quick, in chat, Spaceship Rat says, I'm not quite sure if I missed a week or not. What's the status of the curtain? Pat, I'm very curious to know, because I don't know. What's the status of the curtain?
Yeah, Spaceship Rat, I'm so sorry you missed it. We did the curtain. No,
Are you kidding me?
Aaron, I did an extra stream. Did you? I'm sorry. That was Sunday night. We did the curtain. That's a lie. That's a lie. Actually, when you got up to be biological, I did say to the chat, I'm like, let's continue our quest to promise to look behind a curtain and not, which is a very weird, yeah.
There's a metaphor there.
There is. So we can run the number on the victim's armor. Where's the rest of the armor? So we have kind of like, I kind of wanted to finish something. We got stymied figuring out who the who the drug smuggler was. I wanted to wrap that quest, but I have failed to do so. I think to follow up with that, we probably will need to talk to the union members. That's where I'm going to go next.
Yeah.
We've also done. We've inspected this body a lot.
We really have.
Really have.
I'm gonna pull that body down.
I'm gonna get that body.
I'm gonna get that body.
I'm gonna get you a T-shirt, Aaron.
I love that line so much.
So, but here's the thing. I was going to. Okay, so there's the picture of the tattoos. Here's my racist mug. I love that these are your interactable items.
Can you throw the racist mug at the bot.
Tools.
This kind of does mirror the old point and click like Lucasfilm games where it's like use X on door and you just go through all of your items on like Shadowgate. But this is prettier.
It is also just I've only noticed this now. You have, and again, I love the tab of interactable items. It's like these are things that I, as somebody with, what is this, 8 Inland Empire, these are my real partners. All of these objects which I have relationships with.
This is your court. Yeah.
And then here are just items, and these are honestly things that this is sort of like my pawnable things. Like I found postcards and sold them. Here's my clothes, which is fairly clear cut. But then here's tools. Oh, and I was like, why? I think this beer bottle wasn't showing up, and I'm like, why is this drug a tool, but none of my other drugs are? So effectively, crowbar, bolt cutter, those are obvious tools. Shopping bag, tool. But then also beer, cigarettes, and party drugs.
It's because they affect your stats, right? Like it's a tool to get you into higher thinking, theoretically.
Although, hold on. Also, because I did the Kuno quest. Where are my drugs at?
Wait.
Where am I?
Which Kuno quest?
Oh, look at this. Isn't showing up. I do have.
Weird.
Yeah, so it is there. I do still have. I have speed. I have party drugs. I have beer and cigarettes, which are that's the 4 genders right there.
It's earth, fire, wind, party drugs, heart.
Yep, and then I have the power of hangover, and through those combined, we form. This is this game's Captain Planet.
It's like the $12 million man, but the budget was slashed considerably, and now it's just like the $12 man.
Hold on, did they remake it as the $12 million man, or was that?
I can't remember how expensive
it was. The $6 million man.
Was it? Oh, yeah. I mean that's 2 mans. That they're brothers at that point.
That was the sequel, the $12 million mans.
Colon, there's 2 mans.
There's colon parentheses. Now there's 2 of them. Directed by Strong Bad.
Hey, check me out.
Dangerous. My boys love Homestar Runner, and I love that they love Homestar Runner, and I also regret that I am filling them with cultural context that none of their friends will ever understand.
Hey, you kids want to be really cool in 2005? Some Strong Bad.
Okay, so now I could talk to this kid about this body and then pull it down and fill out a police report.
Get that body down.
Aaron really wants to get this body down, which of course means that I want to go do something else. I feel like there's so many other things we could do, we could explore in this world.
I still don't have sound coming through on the game.
Hold on. That's probably my fault. Let me... because I did the screen share, but I probably donked up.
Okay, you have to share your audio.
I love the Homestar. I wish I could do the Homestar voice. I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to reshare. There you go.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
I mean, if Kuno was a real friend to me, after all I've done for him, he would get that body down himself. Okay, so I love how after, thoroughly examining this body, then I'm like, I go quiet for a moment, and then I'm like, I need to talk to someone else across the city. And poor Kim's like, fuck, I should never have told him, just do whatever comes naturally.
Oh, now I'm hearing me twice in the game.
You're hearing you Twice?
Whenever I speak into the Zoom, how? What is that?
That means you might have accidentally clicked on the stream audio.
No. It's like there's a ghost in my own head.
Yeah, I feel that, man. Okay, so here's some old man
All
I've
right,
decided I
course.
want to
Party
talk
drugs.
to. Oh, don't step on their balls. That's just a good rule of thumb. Okay, so now we're going to talk to these men.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
Honey, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
Renee and Gaston. I do not remember them, except I just felt like this great joy and warmth as I've heard this interaction. And I think I really loved these guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
Also, this portrait, it looks a little Uncle Ruckus to me, with this hat, and his face is a little lopsided,
Very unkept.
And I'm not saying I don't like, and again, this dude is still better accoutred than I am.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Boy, see,
Pat, are you good at playing balls?
I'm pleading the 13th.
Okay.
So I love how my body's like, you can do it. Except you'll notice this passive check that I succeeded at is literally the easiest check in the game. And I made it by the skin of my teeth. No, I am, these poor old men do not need me to ruin their everything.
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Agreed.
Hold on. Better observe them first. Now this is a red check, right?
Yeah, just do it.
Oh, no, hold on. I would get a plus for acting without hesitation.
Yeah. Jump on it.
Now, I'm not wearing the best clothes for it.
It's fine. You're a baller. You play balls.
I am a baller.
Yeah. We talk about this every day.
I wish if I had a girl in the world, I would call her.
I wish I had a car with a phone. Yeah.
So, gosh, I wasn't going to do this, but then seeing this 72%.
It's a good number.
It's a good number.
Good positive number.
I do love to succeed at checks. I don't think I succeeded at a check all last game. I need this, Aaron.
No.
I need a win.
You need a win.
I need a win. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So, again, this pantsless man shows up with the clipboard and just starts throwing your balls
How do you
around.
do, fellow kids?
Hey kids, who's into the party drugs? Let me throw your balls.
Clip it.
No. Oh, it's going to be bad no matter what, isn't it? Don't.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. You'll make it work.
This is so much worse. Now I feel like I've succeeded, but now I have the opportunity to ruin this success. But also, look, it was still absolutely skin of my teeth. I still almost didn't make it. Okay. So I'm gonna, I need to be in this
The
moment.
cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
Take in the surroundings.
Can-
Do you really?
Next time you go live to stream, can you just have the descriptor say the man ball is ready?
I mean, that might be the name of this one when we upload it to YouTube. Is the man ball is ready?
A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
I mean, this is oddly erotic.
West, in
Oddly?
the Grand Couronne area, a sharp overhand left from Arsène Luc Edelbrock sends the Samaran heavyweight champion, Kostya Miasnok Kostanica, flying to the mat. The crowd goes wild. Revachol loves her heroes.
So my shivers was just enough to take me on a little brain journey. There's time for a last glance inward. Who the
Yes.
fuck am I?
An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency.
We found your new bio, Pat. We found your new under 50 words bio.
An embodiment of pure motion. That could also fit on a business card, I'm just saying.
We've talked about this.
Macho man ball Patrick Savage. Oh boy.
Some
Fridays are good.
would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
My inertia can be contained no more. Be the bullet. Oh, see, I still feel like I'm being set up to fail here. No, you fucking idiot.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
You ruined these poor old man's game.
That's
The first thing I did in the game.
oh, really? You can't. Did you ruin it too
So
because
happy I
your
got to see this.
your physical everything is so excellent? You're like, yeah, this is my area of expertise is ballin'.
My character, Beef, is a big dummy. And so he just came in and was like, I'm going to throw this.
That's not fair. That should have been a success. I hate that I now have
Oh, it's a success, all right.
I've succeeded on a check. But this is me best at worst. Hold on. Bordel de merde. Because shit, I understand.
Oh, shit, right?
But what is this
Yeah.
bordel? Is this like is that a house? House of shit?
I'm looking it up.
Because bordel, I'm assuming, is the same
For
root.
crying out loud.
Oh.
For
Oh.
shit's sake, maybe?
No. Oh my God. Bordel means crying out loud? That's the root word
Bordel
of
de merde.
Bordello. Bordello means this is a place where people cry out. That's amazing. Or mess. We're gonna call this in. Whorehouse of shit is what somebody says it means in the chat.
Whorehouse of shit.
Okay, so I mean, whorehouse of shit is also good.
Dark universe, whorehouse of shit.
I mean, so it does mean brothel. Okay, so bordel is a abbreviation of bordello, or maybe bordello would it would be gendered, because doesn't the o at the end imply a gender?
I took Spanish and I forgot it, so I'm not going to help you with French.
That's cool. Okay, here we go. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, old man.
A whorehouse of
Oh,
shit.
there it is. God damn it. I'm still glad we got to have that journey together, everyone.
What the hell is your problem?
Man, that's what I've spent a whole day trying to figure out. Not a weak tricep, that's for sure. No, both of these are bad. I hate that the
do
game
the first one,
suckered
please.
me. I hate the game suckered me in. It was like, oh no, I'm not going to shit on these old man's game. But it's like, but how'd you like a +2? And I'm like, a +2, you say?
You hate nothing about this game.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
Oh, I thought you were all trying to throw your balls into the water.
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
I thought it was shot put.
Oh, pétanque.
Oh, pétanque.
I thought you meant pétanque.
You know, I do also remember throwing their ball into the ocean in my other game now. So I've been suckered twice. And that just, this is literally a fool me twice situation, everyone. Oh, this is a very good.
I feel good.
In the chat, Whorehouse of Shit was the unmade sequel to Bordello of Blood.
I was fighting to bring up Dennis Miller and the Bordello of Blood, and I'm really happy that chat did it.
Hold on. Sorry, honest mistake. That is, oh, Jesus. Pétanque. You know, I'm going to just try to really lean into my own fucking ignorance here. I thought it was shot put. If I fail the check, I get a good throw. Oh, man.
Well, it damn well isn't. It's pétanque. You ruined a pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Well, got a new quest.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
Please say I really can't. I'm trying to look for the Dolda Mamadakwa.
Right, man. Now, see, if it gave me that, sorry, I'm looking for an invisible, intangible, non-existent bird. But no, I will accept. I feel, I'll ruin that bartender's day every day, but little kids and old mans, that's shitty.
So there's something, Linko in the chat, I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly, says, if you fail the check, you get a good throw, actually, and the old guys are impressed. I love a game that says failing is actually maybe better because by succeeding, you're maybe disrupting another character's world.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening here, right? You so succeeded, you ruined something.
Yeah.
But if you would have let it alone, or if you would have failed, it would have been better in the long run. I think that's really interesting game design.
It is good because, and again, and again, I do love this, even though they got me and I'm angry about it. This is good design. Because, and again, especially if I would have come out the doors, seen this, and again, they made it such an easy check, you know, and it's like +2. Are you sure? Because I have no physical stats. And it's like, sure, you don't want to succeed? And you're like, hell yeah, I want to do a thing good. And then you do it, and it's like, great, you were just an asshole. You did a good job being an asshole. Okay. I will fix this. I am so sorry.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
Renee is solid.
Yeah.
Yes. Why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder.
You know, this is roots in the community. These guys know things.
Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like
Old
attention.
people like attention. Come on.
I don't know what pétanque is, and it looks like bocce a little
Yeah,
bit.
like bocce. They were because they were
Okay.
talking about a tape measure, and it was like, oh, look, they're actually throwing and jangling the balls around.
Clip it. I played bocce in like leagues growing up. I love bocce. It's in
Wow.
my Italian blood, so I feel bad for Renee now.
So maybe, I think I'm going to do, you seem to be playing in a crater. This is a nice
That's a
open-ended
good
question. Because this man is in a military outfit, I'm going to give him a chance to talk.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
And now we're done. Now this is my conversation. Was it made by a sea monster rising from the depths? Bang.
No. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Holy shit, sea monsters have artillery. We're fucked.
Cthulhu's got a gun.
Why what?
Why was the heavy artillery used? If they're a sea monster, you can't have ballistics underwater. Renee, this makes no sense.
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
This sea otter came in here, killed our king, and made it terrible for everybody.
Now, communards does sound like a slur, as opposed to a term.
With a dash around it, too.
Yeah. Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
He adds, squeezing a boule in his fist.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't, though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
I have questions.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, please talk more about the suicide sex cult.
Is there an application?
Yeah, is there? I mean, that sounds like a place that would need a facility, and that means a storefront, and that means a door, and can you point at it? Should have chosen a place away from.
Let me recommend you to their secretary, Gart, the bartender.
God damn! What a twist.
This place is the damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachel.
I recently gave somebody a conversational opening because they said something about the Marines. And my boys were like, what are the Marines? And I said, well, they're sort of part of the Army. I said, it's complicated, but they're part of the Army. Knowing that I meant it as sort of an open door for this person into the conversation. It's a simple explanation for kids. Right. And then somebody here in the chat is like, oh, you fucked up, boy. Yeah, and again, it's the easiest way to explain it to kids. Because I could have said they're part of the military. But yeah. Actually,
I have a tangent, but I'm gonna save it.
okay. Is it about the Marines? Because I started it.
It's very loosely.
Okay. But what was funny is when I, when I said, and he was like, excuse me. And I'm like, actually, my boys would like to know the reality of situations. Do you want to explain it? And he's like, well, and he kind of breaks it down. And, and then actually it was only then where I'm like, oh, Marine. Duh. Like, the Marines, occupied a different space in my head than the etymology of the word marine. Obviously, they are associated with the Navy.
Maritime.
Yeah, right? So...
But this, when I plug it into Google, it says, this is the first thing under difference between Army and Marines. The Army is primarily land-based, so they will use trucks, tanks, and all-terrain vehicles for transportation. Conversely, the Marines frequently handle Navy-related campaigns, so they might use ships, submarines, and amphibious vehicles in addition to Humvees or tanks. This also solves my tangent that I had as well.
Because I think ultimately the Marines are used to establish beachheads, which is what made me think of it. Like if you are coming in from the ocean, that's what the Marines are for, or originally, intentionally, is you are coming ashore and establishing a beachhead or overcoming. So anyway.
This is why in the Alien universe, they're the Colonial Marines, because they use ships. It's not the Colonial Army, because they only use trucks, tanks, and ATVs. You're not going to drive an ATV to space, basically.
That's interesting. I would argue it's like, yeah, ship, but it's effectively, if you are establishing a place to land, like if you're carving out, also Marine sounds cooler, that's probably why they really did it.
Yeah. Send in the Marines. Yeah.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generations.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
So, boy, I love that it gives me 2 nonverbal options. I can nod thoughtfully and turn to look. Hold on. It says northeast. That would be... No, hold on. That's the wrong direction, I think.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to just shake my head and look down at the crater because I'm worried that I'm going to look in the wrong direction and he'll think I'm an idiot.
This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Jesus.
Oof. It's a little grim, Renee.
Hell of a green, though.
Yeah.
Got the putt-putt course over there and the blood ground.
You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Please don't rile him up. He's got a nap later, and it's going to be really hard if you get him all running around.
He did say angry, but it sounded like he said hangry, and I wish there was just like a 4th option to be like, give him a sandwich.
Well, he was holding a sandwich before, actually.
You threw it into the ocean with the bull.
So which of these makes me look least stupid? Is that why everything is so bummed out?
I think 3.
Yeah, that explains all the damage.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
There's a strange gleam in his eyes.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Oh, man. Renee's just angry at everyone.
I can relate.
I mean, fair. Very fair.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the...
Uh-oh.
What do you think?
Uh-oh.
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
There's something about RPGs where there's always a situation where a character's like, I just gave you a vague backstory on what happened. Please tell me your thoughts, and we will judge you for it. And I always find them hilarious.
Well, and this one it's much better because it's forcing you to commit to political beliefs that are, it's not merely like, what do you feel about this farmer planting turnips or corn? Oh, here we go. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. This would be ingratiating to them, I think, or at least to Renee, but also, that's soft socialists paving the way for the working class to take over. I know that he isn't excited about the communists, but I am. I am a fan of communism in this game. So I think that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah, I'd feel a little bit better about it if the qualifiers of soft and hard were not a part of that statement.
Yeah, I would feel better about it too. Although this is, again, they're forcing you to make a definitive statement. You're not kind of shilly-shallying around.
Preposterous! Surely you don't mean it. I'm just sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those commie hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking my piss in the mountains.
Oh my god.
Okay, maybe this wasn't the moment
Renee.
for me to kind of talk about my economic theory.
Have your sandwich, Renee. You're gonna sleep soon.
I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
I mean, let's talk about a zombie king. I'm into that.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
Oh, Renee, I'm sorry. You're half legit, half old man. Shouting at clouds on your lawn.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
I mean, I don't think this is what the commies wanted. Hey now, commies wanted something different. I'm hoping this will let me get a clue in on the statue in the middle of town. Who's this Frizzell?
Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the hoi polloi, in a very public execution.
Hoi polloi is a very tricky term, in addition to having some racist underpinnings. Its technical definition in translation is the opposite of its meaning. For those of you that don't know, hoi polloi means the common people, but said in a very dismissive and derogatory way. I think it is a reference. It's one of the terms we stole from I think maybe from Pacific Island speech.
So, public execution. You mentioned Guillaume.
Right.
Just a very hard pivot.
A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Oh, hoi polloi is from the Greek. That makes better sense. Thank you.
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already.
Renee, please don't be disappointed in everyone. I'm just having a fucking day, man. I don't remember anything.
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too. Then he chooses anger over melancholy.
Which, I get that too.
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's bowls when it happened. We took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
So, hey, do you want to go talk about a cool dead body?
Have you seen the invisible bird? Please tell me.
Oh, my God. I threw his balls into the sea. I'm never going to make this check.
Try it.
You know what? Screw it. Oh, no,
All
I
you
forgot I
observe
take damage.
is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frissel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
Yeah, this is a good instance of nobody beats up my little brother but me. Where it's like it's true. Like you can say things about your parents. Other people shouldn't make fun of your parents, or like this is my hometown. I can complain about it. You don't complain about it because you don't live here. This is our king. We mock him because he's ours. You don't mock our king because fuck you. Yeah.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
I want to talk about Philippe.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh my God, can I show Renee the little figurine I have?
That's what I was thinking it was just hitting at.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
It speaks really well of Renee. He is very passionate, but his friend is his somebody who is obviously his good friend is none of the things that he purportedly admires. You know, and that speaks very well of Renee.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
I love number 2, where it's like I was starting to like I was watching a bird and I'm like, hold on, I'm sorry, cocaine?
It's your dog whistle.
Yeah.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
Is there cocaine purple?
I
Is
think
it grape flavored cocaine?
I mean, I'm not saying it would only make sense to have some variety. Otherwise, cocaine would get very samey, I imagine.
Yeah, and like there's a bunch of like cranberry cocaine. They try to put cranberry into everything. There's cran apple.
Yeah, you get some with pop rocks in it or habanero. It's like how they're like, hey, I know you're bored with chocolate, you know, but how about, but we shit in this one, so now it's fancy.
Oh no.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
Wait, sorry.
Ow.
Sanatos in the chat. Please don't try pumpkin spice coke.
Wow.
It comes out earlier every year.
I will say this, pumpkin spice cocaine might be like the singularity of like what can you thought regular cocaine was hard to quit, but have you tried pumpkin spice cocaine?
I love wild cherry cocaine.
Crystal
Baja Blast cocaine.
I was going to make a joke about crystal cocaine, except actually that's meth and it's not as funny. They had Crystal Pepsi back in the day. I'm old, I'm sorry. But
I like Crystal Pepsi.
okay, we're going to have to move on now.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum. Revachol's finest years.
Okay, Renee, we do have some shit in common here, right? Clarity of vision.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Kim, we're having a moment here. I fucking threw his ball in his sea, Kim. I'm trying to find some common ground.
Philippe
Can you
Zitter
just take
was
the
even brought
cocaine?
into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor. And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Oh, hold on. These are my two favorite things. Connecting with higher realms and the supernatural and drugs. Are you telling me I can do it both at the same time?
Is this based on facts?
What, if you give a woman cocaine, she has a baby?
And reaches a higher realm?
I mean,
That's
that's...
how Blade was formed?
It would make sense that... I mean, yeah. I mean, Aaron, didn't you... In the 4th grade, they took the girls to one side... And they told them some stuff that I don't know what that's all secret girl stuff. But then they took all the boys aside and they said, okay, eventually, someday you might want to have a baby. And what happens is you take cocaine, you go to a higher realm, and that's where the baby comes from. You bring the baby back from there. Right?
I would love to engage with this bit, Pat, but as your community manager, I can't in good conscience talk about giving women cocaine on your stream. I hope you appreciate that.
I admire your restraint. I mean, people use cocaine for everything when they had access to it.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah. Like, you know why? Because drugs feel really good when you take them for the most part. And so, like, it's the same reason they put peppermint oil in everything, because you're like, oh, chapstick? Ooh, it's an herbal infusion. It's got a little peppermint oil in it. You put it on your lips. You're like, ooh, tingly. It's obviously fucking magic with my chakras. No, it tingles. But imagine
It's the
that.
truffle flavoring for life.
Cocaine is the truffle flavoring for life.
Oh, no.
I mean,
We're gonna get so yelled at.
that's not, by who? I mean,
The
what?
cocaine police.
I mean,
the
the
government.
what
Somebody.
the heroin advisory board? I mean, they haven't written us a
You
check
know
in
about
2
the heroin
weeks.
advisory board?
I mean, technically, they are a sponsor,
HAB?
not technically like an advertiser, because they're not allowed to advertise in the U.S. I'm just saying that we might have for a while accepted a brand sponsorship from the Heroin Advisory Council.
We did not.
We did not.
do this.
That's a joke,
We did not do
everyone.
this.
For this.
We did not do this. Oh, I am Arthur. Fuck.
If you're going to practice a voice for a future stream, I wouldn't mind if you could do the Arthur voice from the animated series.
The animated one?
When he like he was constantly being like, Tick, like when he was like, no, don't put a paper clip in that light socket. Okay, here we go. Higher realms.
Anyway,
Higher
back to
realms.
Coke.
Of course.
It all
All
makes
makes
sense. I drink alcohol and go to heaven.
Don't we all?
This is so, oh my God.
What was that
Also,
about higher realms? Sounds interesting.
just to show here, I want to look at, okay, I'm like, did I nuke this Inland Empire from orbit? A little bit, but not as much as I thought I might. Such responsibility requires a boost every now and then. Seems like irresponsible behavior from blah, 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 blah. So, where do I want to come down? Higher realms, eh?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. Yep, 100%.
It's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Cocaine fairy tales! I want that to be
Oh,
the name of
yes.
my autobiography.
I want to hear Grimm's fairy tales on Coke. I want to know how weird they are.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
Cam, every time I start to have fun, you pee in my picnic. I use that expression and the boys constantly repeat it now. They think it's the funniest thing. How should a true king rule if not high off his ass all the time and connecting with the higher realm?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Nits and crits. I agree that number 4 in that dialogue tree did sort of imply it's like, hey Renee, you cool? You got a little something for me? I could do with a little something.
I think number 2 is how your cop would respond.
Not afraid to do.
I'll take drugs all day if it means I can lead.
You know, I'm gonna put. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard choice between raging egomania and communism, but I'm gonna pick communism here. This is not strict communism, but a leader should take care of his people.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
Oh, Gaston.
They are an old married couple.
They
right?
really are. These guys.
They share a flat.
Yep, this is love.
The carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
You're gonna say?
Do we think Renee and Gaston got together before he was a carabiner? Or after?
You know,
was it in media res?
You know what I think? I think, and again, this is like so much in this game. You could just sort of slide through this and be like, ugh, backstory. But really, what's being presented here? First off, also narratively, it's nice to have two people. This is a trick I do in my books. Instead of like, and when I say pulling a token, it is said with love. But like the opening of Lord of the Rings is like, hey, guess what? Who wants to read 80 pages of history about a place that you're immediately going to leave and the story happens somewhere else? It is a bad habit in fantasy literature. Whereas part of the joy of fantasy literature is also getting to know things about this world, through the story. So rather, instead of, doing a series of essays, kind of like Tolkien started, I put a bunch of old men in a bar and make them argue about things because it's a little more dynamic. But here, what I love and what I think this represents is, there are some things. Now, what this is not somebody, these are not two 20-year-olds, and one of them is wearing a Magda hat. And the other one is like, hey, maybe we shouldn't deport people that kind of grew up here. Because that's not what's going on. But they've kind of agreed to disagree. Because that is something present happening in this time. And which means you kind of, like, if you're actively supporting current fascism, you are not on the side of the angels. But what this shows two people who have been through the same time period, and they have different opinions on what is important, and they have different feelings about what happened. And they have agreed to stay friends because what they share in common is more important than the differences they have. And that, in my opinion, is a little beautiful, but it should not be conflated with the other thing, which is like not having a hard conversation with a friend who is accidentally fascist,
Well, and I think one of the differences here is that these actions have passed, right? And there's not much recourse that these two can take right now.
Yep.
But if you were talking about the characters you were talking about with somebody with very toxic, violent views towards other people, that's an opportunity. right?
Yep.
Like, you should be able to converse with them and hopefully show them what empathy is and convince them to not be full of hate.
Or
But
even
these people are so far beyond that.
yeah, it's like they're kind of, you know, they're talking they're talking about a very familiar story, which is the story of this place that they have lived through, you know. Okay, but let's move
Right.
on. So know anything about a dead body?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
Most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you like cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Cop is pejorative. Hey, copper.
I
think
can totally see that.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm wondering where it comes from. Copper. Hey, copper. Does it refer to? I'm gonna guess a band on a truncheon from back in the day. Anybody know?
I'm looking up. Vocabulary.com says cop is an informal, somewhat derogatory word for a police officer. I don't know the etymology, but like, there's a difference between when I say police officer and when I say cop.
Yeah, cop is yeah. Oh, hold on. People used to
Like,
throw
cop is
copper coins at bad cops, or the copper buttons
Can we
of
bring that
English policemen. Oh, it's a fair cop. Well, no, I think it's a fair cop would be, those might be parallel etymologies. Worth pennies. Like you're worth a penny. You're a copper. That's wild. Even if that isn't true, I love it.
I gotta get my door, BRB.
Okay. So you don't know anything?
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I am an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
Oh, the Latin capere. Interesting. Thank you, Verde.
'Tis true, sire. He knows nothing. This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Ouch, Inland Empire. Okay. Thank you for your time. I mean, now I've got to go find them a new ball. Hey, bench. Want to have a talk?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
Kim, why don't you want me to have any friends? Okay, now, I'm probably not lucky enough to have this ball just be on the street, right? Or like, I mean, I kind of threw it in the ocean, but it was like, maybe it's on the shore. No. No. So, I'm gonna, I mean, we talked about this statue. I'm wondering if this will let me redo the check. Hold on. The term became associated with the metal copper. The hoods who wanted to abuse an officer would carry a small piece of copper metal in the palm of their hand and flash it at the policeman? Here's the thing, Bio. Like, I was taking a flyer at it too. Don't feel bad about that. I welcome false etymologies as much as real ones. I just like to know the difference, which it really is. Oh, okay. Hey, Aaron. You see what we got?
Cool. My new audio equipment showed up. Thank you for letting me get it.
Yay. Now, Aaron, I'm just saying, okay, I'm wearing my encyclopedia hat.
What? You're starting with this. What's going on?
No, it's just we got to go out on a high note. We've streamed a little longer. Thanks for sticking around. But because we talked to Renee.
Did you have pants on?
No.
Okay, good.
So, here, where are my pants? Well, my pants are in my inventory where they belong. So
pants are in your heart if you just think hard enough.
The real pants were the friends we made along the way.
Thank you.
What we have here is a check I have filled at least 3 times. Encyclopedia.
You're golden.
You know, again, I will happily take a check if it's like 6% because I don't feel bad if I miss it. But these high checks I actually approach with fear because I'm like, if I miss this, I'm going to be so angry.
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings,
Hooray!
old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
Old Sumptuous is a great name for anything.
This is my ship. I call it Old Sumptuous.
Old Sumptuous. I mean, it sounds very Old Sumptuous. Like, boy, I would put that name on any. Oof, it's so good.
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
You know, the other piece of nice game design here is that, like, I saw this thing, and it's like, you want to try to remember who this dude is? And you're like, yeah. And it's like, you can't. Haha. And I'm like, oh, man, I want to know who this dude is. And so, like, after talking to other people about history, I come back here. And then when I finally get this piece of information, I feel like it's a reward rather than, like, ponderous, over-explaining world building, which is what usually happens when you're introducing, like, secondary world fantasy.
Well, and it rewards the play style too, right? Like if it gives you something to shoot for as a player, you can theoretically say, I know how I'm going to track my progress. I know what I want to build.
Yep.
And I can tell you right now, I have like 3 characters, entirely different builds because
Wow.
there's different things I can't get in the same playthrough.
Wow.
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices.
Various chalices.
We have a lot in common.
There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
The man certainly knew how to live.
Thank you, Ty. I would like to sleep on gold hustler style. The king is the king and he can do anything. Wait, really? There's no way that's true. No wonder everything went to shit.
This is a good array.
Yeah, I am gonna go here. I'm feeling a little noble this morning.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
I mean, I've heard rumors.
You see,
Oh, we
old
have.
Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
And I like this probably is one of the things that will trigger the quest for unified meth. It's like
Okay, I'll bite. What's nose candy?
I remember cocaine. Yeah, I want that. This is a lot to process. You know.
His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms.
Oh man. So hold on. I like how my exit from this is where is he buried now? Am I going to try to find his corpse, chop it up, and snort it? Is my question.
That corpse nose candy.
Yeah, I mean, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Necro cocaine.
Necro. Yeah.
We haven't bought a URL in a while. Can I buy necrococaine.com?
I think it would be necrocane.
Necro. Ah, fuck.
Yep. Necrocane dot yoink.
Yeet.
It'd be yoink because you want that necrocane.
Well, you're yeeting it into your nose.
He was a bloated druggie. I hate that it won't let me pursue higher realms here.
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay.
I could see him sprinting across and just trying to snort up a bunch of ocean water.
Just like Sonic the Hedgehog. Shoom.
Where
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. A group of marble pleurons still surround the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers.
what happened to the statue?
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
I think that's an interesting idea, but I don't think any of these answers really supply me with a cogent explanation.
Yeah, I would like either I love it. See, now this is commenting on the art though. This is just that's a bad idea, but it doesn't comment on the art. And this one is opting out of art. I wish there was another one that said, that didn't agree, but also let you argue against it from an artistic standpoint.
Yeah, I kind of want to say, I see what they were going for. Great concept. Please don't do this.
Everything said, I'm going to, in my headcanon, revise this to, that's a clever concept.
Into it.
People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists.
Ouch.
Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
Oh, I'm a squanderer. Yeah, he's a squanderer. He blew around and around and around and around.
Around and around.
So, I mean, that's everything we set out to do in today's stream, which is talk to two old men and then look at a statue.
Yep, that's curtains for us.
I will be honest, I did not. I remember having an interaction with them in the previous game. Hold on. Superstar, Apocalypse, Sorry Cop, Boring Cop. Where's Art Cop?
Do you have to earn it first?
I
You have to
mean-
have a thought.
Oh, well. We'll work towards
Also-
Art Cop.
I will say, Pat, this is the first episode where we've kept our what is art conversation to under 5 minutes.
That's true.
Very good.
But I think... All right, we gotta kind of call it there because I have some stuff to do before end of business
Yeah,
today.
I got a meeting.
So, I want to thank everybody for stopping by, and
Hey, follow the channel. It'll be nice. It'll be nice.
I mean, eventually, sure, it'll be nice if you follow the channel.
It'd be great.
If you want, I mean, no pressure. We're cool here.
No pressure. But my job depends on it.
It is. If the channel doesn't get 100 new followers every week, then we beat Aaron with reads.
Is it really beating me if I like it?
It is, literally and technically. And just because you wanted it written into your employment contract does not make it not a beating.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. Anyway. Hold
Yeah,
on.
we can get off that and talk about the dog.
Everybody.
Because Chewy always ends up laying in my lap near the end of these.
That's Chewy's sweet boy.
That's good.
Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. I am going to hop over here. Let's see who else is streaming right now. And that we might want to throw. I feel like we hosted Polygon before and then they quit immediately. Oh, no, hold on. Becca's here. People were talking about Magic the Gathering earlier in the stream, I saw. And Becca Scott is an absolute delight. And so let us send some people over there. She's playing Magic, and she is charming and delightful and kind. I just need to... there she is. Ba-boop. So, go ahead and say hello to the fine folks over there. And I will probably be streaming off and on over the next week and also next Friday during our regularly scheduled hours as well. Thanks so much, Aaron. And I will talk to all y'all before too terribly long. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And take care of the people that you love. Bye.